I faked being deaf for 3 years, just to find out what people really thought of me, and it completely tore my family apart. It all started back in junior year, after I got hit with a brutal ear infection that left me temporarily deaf in both ears for about 2 weeks. During that time, I picked up lip reading, mostly out of boredom. But what I ended up discovering was shocking. People say some pretty awful things when they assume you can't hear them. Eventually, my hearing came back. But here's the thing, I never told anyone. Not a soul. The first real blow came from my best friend, Lindsay. While sitting right next to me at lunch, she leaned over to Taylor and mouthed that pretending to care about my problems was wearing her down. "He's so needy," Lindsay mouthed, clear as day, while I just stared straight ahead like I didn't notice. And my parents? Somehow, they were even worse. Every night at dinner, my mom would mouth stuff like, "He's falling behind in everything," right across the table to my dad. He'd just nod and mouth back, "It's probably just a phase." But the real punch to the gut came from my sister, Madison. Madison was the golden child. 2 years older than me, top of her class, varsity soccer, early admission to Stanford, basically the family trophy. I'd always thought we were close. Turns out, I couldn't have been more wrong. One night, she brought her boyfriend over to study. I was sitting in the living room, pretending to do homework. They sat at the kitchen table, just a few feet away, totally in my line of sight. "Is he always this pathetic?" her boyfriend asked, gesturing toward me. Madison laughed. "Pretty much. My parents baby him because he's the disappointment. They've basically given up on him ever turning out like me." "Doesn't that bother you?" he asked. "You kidding? It actually makes things easier. They expect nothing from him, and everything from me." I kept my face calm, completely neutral. But in my head, I was already planning how to get back at them. And for the next 3 years, I documented everything. Turns out, my parents had a betting pool going with extended family members about whether or not I'd graduate high school. My guidance counselor told other staff I was a lost cause. Even my grandmother told my mom she was too embarrassed to introduce me to her bridge club. But the moment everything snapped was at Madison's graduation party. The whole extended family was there, cheering her on after she got into med school. I sat off to the side, playing my usual role, the disabled brother in the corner. That's when I caught my dad talking to my uncle. "We're honestly relieved," he said. "At least one of our kids turned out normal. We can put the whole college fund toward Madison's future now." My mom nodded. "The deaf one'll probably qualify for disability anyway. We won't have to worry about him." That was their plan, to financially cut me off, just because they thought I was broken. So I stood up, walked right to the center of the room, clapped my hands loud enough to startle a few people. "Can everyone hear that?" I asked, loud and clear. Silence. Madison went pale. "Because I can," I said. "I've heard everything. Every cruel word. Every whispered insult. Every secret plan you made behind my back for the last 3 years." My mom's mouth opened, speechless. "What are you talking about?" she asked. "I mean, I've been able to hear perfectly since junior year," I replied. "I just wanted to find out what kind of people I was living with when they thought I couldn't hear them." Then I pulled out my phone and hit play. On the recording, my parents, laughing about how much money they'd save by not wasting it on the defective one. Madison started crying. "We didn't mean." "Yes, you did." I cut her off. I looked my parents straight in the eye. "You raised me for 18 years, and the moment you thought I had a disability, you tossed me aside like I didn't matter." Then I picked up my so-called graduation gift, a cheap bracelet they probably grabbed at the last minute, and handed it back to my mom. "Keep it," I said. "You'll need to save every penny now that you've only got one child left." Then I walked out, and I never looked back. It's been 5 years since that day. I'm about to finish my master's degree in psychology. Madison, she dropped out of med school after 2 years. Turns out, she couldn't handle pressure without mom and dad doing everything for her. They've tried contacting me a few times, swearing I misunderstood what I overheard. But I didn't, and I've got 3 years of recordings to prove it. People sometimes ask if I regret lying to them. And honestly, the answer's no. I regret that I ever had to do it in the first place. But I also learned something I'll never forget. When people show you who they really are, believe them, even when they think you're not listening.